Okay, here we are. Hello, my name is Jennifer. Welcome to Loaves and Letters, and this is a little video where I show you my process of making this crochet sling bag. I'll just stand up and show you. It's got a zipper like that. The inside of the bag, I haven't lined it because I don't know how to. And it's got just a black strap that's also been crocheted on. So yeah, if you want to see how I made it, then keep watching. Thanks. Hello, here is an update. I have completed 2 panels of the bag. I feel like beginner's luck for this semicircle. I'm just sort of doing it by feel because it's hard to see the stitches, and it doesn't really matter if I make a mistake because you can't really see it in this fluffy yarn. So I did this first panel as a semicircle, but then this panel kept wanting to slant downwards on one side, so it wasn't like straight. So I tried to correct it. You can see it dips a little bit, but you know what? I reckon it is good enough, and we're not striving for perfection here. It's the first time I've made a project like this. First time I've made a bag, so I am going to give myself some grace and say that that is close enough. I pulled it out like 3 times. The good thing about a project like this is it's nice and small, and crochet makes it nice and fast. I wouldn't know how to do it knitted either, but because you can't really see the stitches anyway, I think crochet is a good way to go if you know how to crochet. So I've got this much yarn left, and I hope it's going to be enough. Oh dear, it doesn't look like a lot, does it? I've been playing yarn chicken a lot recently with the things I've been making, so I'm going to try and make sort of like as thick as I can, a band to go around here, and then I can use the black yarn to make a top for it, because it's not going to be like super structurally sound because it's made of a crocheted fabric after all. I probably won't make it too thick, just as thick as I can. So I'm going to chain for as long as the length of this round section and make just a straight band that I can sew and attach both sides of the bag. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully it works. I'll check back with you later.
I don't have any music to put here, so I'm just gonna ask you a question. How's your day going? Have you been watching anything, listening to anything that you could recommend? Yeah, that's my little segue in this clip.
Sometimes I just get possessed by this idea, and it just needs to happen. So what I've done is I finished the 2 side panels. I took a black yarn that I also had in stash. I'm using all stash yarn, using the same size hook, which is I think it's a 5.25 millimeter hook, just to outline it in the black yarn to give it some definition. And I've done that to both sides. And I also, with the rest of the yarn, I literally had to cut off the ends of these pieces so that I could get just enough, and I'm still a little bit short, to make this bottom, like the bottom panel of the bag. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach them all together. I'm thinking I'll use some embroidery thread that I have. Probably, I don't know, a matching color would probably be best, but I don't know if I have a matching color. I'll figure it out, something that will blend into the yarn a little bit. I'm going to use a little crochet hook, I think, to put all the pieces together. And then what I'm going to do is I want to pick up, because I've used up all this yarn, I think it was about 67 grams that I got. It was only $1 from the thrift store, the yellow fluffy yarn. Well, it was $1 with like a bunch of other round little woolen balls that I added into a scrappy granny square blanket. But anyway, I'm gonna put these together. Hopefully I have time to do that before the kids get home. And then tomorrow maybe, or the day after, I'm gonna find a black zip to put it all together and then figure out how to attach a strap to this. Maybe I'll thrift a bag and get the strap off of that. But it's coming together. Hopefully it fits like, you know, like a phone would probably be the most useful thing for it to hold, right? Maybe some cards, but hopefully it's big enough to fit a phone. I think it is. It's about, yeah, I mean, maybe not a huge phone, but anyway. I'm liking it. I'm loving the fabric that it made. I'm loving that it's using stash yarn, and hopefully the idea works out, because I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool, and I think it's gonna look really cool. And I'm not sure if I'll use it, because it's like, you know, hashtag mom life. It's not really a practical thing for me to use, but I'm really into it. So I'm gonna keep going. Don't ask me why I had to eat a bite of menthol before filming, but feeling minty fresh. Anyway, do you like my new setup? It's coming together, my little filming corner. It's probably crooked, but you know, your girl's trying. She's trying as hard as she can here, okay? It's up on the wall. Anyway, we are now at the ugly stage, the I don't want to keep going stage, there's always like that stage in a project where you're like, oh, I don't know about this anymore, but I feel like it's a stage where you have to push through, and it has been like lying here at this stage for like a week, at least, a week and a half maybe, but I'm determined to get it done today. I have a lot of projects on the go, and getting this off the hook, off the needle, off my brain and into reality would be really great. So what I've done is I have put together pretty much, it's a little bit loosey-goosey over here, all the pieces. Did I redo this? I'm not sure if I redid it, but this side is a lot neater. This outline, this black outline I did in acrylic yarn, just with the slip stitch. Stitch. It's a lot neater. So I'm going to pull this out and redo this side. So that is probably step number 1. Step number 2 is to just make sure that this is reinforced together, and to finish this little open piece here. I used a white embroidery thread, and yeah, kept doing slip stitch with a small crochet hook to attach these two pieces together. If I did it again, it's a little bit holy. If I did it again, I would probably use like a needle and thread. Maybe I'd use the needle and thread to just, you know, the whip stitch, or like back stitch probably. Back stitch these pieces together. I might keep going and reinforcing the rest of this together. So that's step 2. Step 3 will be to attach this zip that my knitting friend kindly, whoops, oh, it's gone. My knitting friend kindly gave to me. It's a 30cm navy zip, and I thought it would go well with the colour scheme I've got going. Also, it was free and it was out of her stash too, so it's just a win all round. I just need to figure out how to attach a zip to a crochet bag, and YouTube will help me do that. And then I also have to figure out, I did a little bit of research, I'll probably just be doing something called the thermal stitch for the bag strap, and I'll do that in the black acrylic yarn. So that is the last and final step. But we have a few things to do before we get there. So let's just see how much we can get done today. And I will check in once I've made a bit more progress. But yeah, I'm liking it. I think I can see the final product, and that's why I sort of stored a little bit, and it's also quite messy looking at the moment. So I'm going to probably watch some of The Mentalist, and yeah, keep going on this ugly stage. Yeah, we gotta do something to neaten this up, and then we'll be good. But nearly done. I reckon I can push through and get this done today or tomorrow. All right, so you saw at the start of the video the finished product already, but we made it. It took us a couple of months, but that's okay because it's done. I still don't know what I'm going to make with or do with it. If one of my friends wants it, I can give it to them. My little one might want it to put her things in or snacks. It'd be a great snack bag for on the go. Don't know if you saw before, but there is the strap. Wow, I'm a real YouTuber now. Look at that. Look at that. Wait, there you go. So what I did with this strap, I watched a little YouTube shorts, and I actually did Tunisian crochet for the first time. So that's what that is. And I just kept working it. This is just in like a black acrylic. Working it until it was long enough to put over your shoulder like this. Like this. All right, so yeah, I am pretty happy with my first sort of creation or iteration of this bag. Might make more in the future. Still amazed that it was a $1 ball of yarn that I got. So let me go through the materials I used. I used a 5mm crochet hook throughout, and also a smaller hook, maybe a 3mm, to piece the pieces together with some embroidery thread. So yeah, it's just this like fluffy yarn, and then this black yarn is just some acrylic that I had in my stash, and then I used a zipper that my friend kindly gave to me from her sewing stash, and that's in navy blue, and I think it's like a 30cm zipper, something like that. So how it opens, you can see, so it goes a little bit longer than the bag itself, so I've just stitched it on there. The way I ended up attaching it was I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I sewed like a line of dashes down the zip. Where can you see it? Maybe here. You can see the back of it there. And then I used those stitches to help attach the yarn to the zip. And that was the easiest way I could think of doing it. Because then I just use a sharp needle to make those stitches through the zip, and then I just needed to use a crochet hook to go through those stitches and attach it to the bag. Like I've said, I've never done any project like this before, so it was all a big learning experience, and it did take longer than it needed to, or it took just as long as it needed to. It is exactly where it needs to be, and you are exactly where you need to be, because it's all fun, right? This is all just side projects, just having a bit of fun. It's our hobby. We do it for the love of it. We do it so that we can learn new things. We do it so we can use up our stash. It's all in fun. We try not to take it too seriously. If there are mistakes, there are mistakes. Whatever. We move on. We're human. Wow, just getting really philosophical there early in the morning. But yeah, this is the finished bag, and I am happy that it's done. And I'm happy that I made it. And I think that's all I have to say. So I'm not sure if there's anything else that I need to tell you. I just used a slip stitch with the crochet hook and the embroidery thread to piece the pieces together. There was a lot of pulling out and restarting because, again, there was no pattern. It was just out of my head. And that's it. Sling bag, done. I think I've ranted on enough. So yeah, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.